Hello, hello. Kim Carallo, shut the front door too. If you are new here, we are a wreath, door hanger, and gift company. And although all of those things could be considered gifts, when we think of gifts, at least on this page, primarily we are showing you the vintage items that we have found that we sell in our booth spaces and on our Etsy store. If you are not new here, thank you so much for coming back and supporting our channel. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe or give us a like, or better yet, comment. Let us know what you like best. And sometimes we need help. We need to know what these items are. And sometimes we find out because you guys know. So let us know that as well. Gonna get started with showing you the champagne bucket again that we showed you in last video. If you didn't see that video, it's just right below. We did have someone ask us to show them how to style this up. We style it up all seasons, but primarily hydrangeas in the summer and Christmas trees at Christmas time. So that little styling moment is going to be tacked on to the end of this video. If you were the person that asked, we hope that you enjoy it. We hope that you enjoy it anyway, and let's get started. We picked up a lot of things today, primarily art this time in brass, which that is a little bit not unusual to pick up because we love those things, but unusual to find. One thing I will tell you is I don't have the epic piece of art that I picked up because I'm keeping it and it's right there hanging on our wall. If you would like a closer up, I used that in the styling video at the end so that you could see it a little closer up. Let's get started. This is a set of two, even though I just pulled out the one. It's a silver metal flower candlestick holders. Things like this are just always something that I'm drawn to because when I pick up things, I try to keep in mind things that people can actually use, not just because it's pretty or collectible, although those are great reasons to pick things up. But I do like it when, when they're usable. A great piece of art, hand-painted art is something that I'm always drawn to. This is an oil painting. It is not framed, however, it is really, really well done. And this piece will go into our booth space. Actually, that's why I'm doing the video today. I realized since I just posted today, which is the 12th of August, the video below, I had in my mind that I was done with Shop the Shelf, and then I realized as I was pricing everything to take to the booth that will go on Wednesday, I didn't do this week's Shop. It's not Shop the Shelf. That's Thursday. Okay, haul video. That's what we're doing today. Goodness gracious, guys. I could start this over, but this is just real life. If you follow me, you will know that I get words backwards. It's real life, so give me grace. Anyway, so this week's haul video, I stopped to go ahead and film that, and then I'll get the stuff priced and into the booth, or some of it may be on Etsy. Those decisions are usually made as I'm sitting down and cleaning and processing and figuring out where the items are needed most. Another piece of art. This is a print, but it is the colors on it, I just thought were so good. The frame is really nice. The size is perfect for that shelving unit. A little small space if you just need that little small, every one of us have those walls that are some spaces on our walls that are just hard, maybe just narrow. That's a good size for that. Also, gallery walls, so that's a good thing. I love large pieces of art, as you can tell, but those are harder to ship. You open up a big can of worms when those boxes are large and for damage. So I pick up the smaller pieces more often, and this is another piece of art that I picked up. It is artist signed, and it's signed up at the top. This is very, very old. I really don't know anything about it because I haven't done research, but again, this is an actual oil where the other one was more of a print, or was a print, but the colors are a lot the same, and it's just that fun, moody vibe. Kind of reminds me of a cityscape. You know, I'm not exactly sure, given the fact that I didn't do any research yet. This little guy is just really cute. I love the inside. I love that little lip. It's just a piece of pottery. Maybe not studio pottery, maybe studio pottery, but anyway, I loved that combination. The only thing that I could think about this would, other than it just standing on its own, especially with the two-tone colors, was maybe, you know, stick a plant in it. I thought that would be kind of cool and look pretty cute. Stitch work is not something that I pass up very often. I have never picked up this kind of stitch work, but with school starting soon, at least in our area, I could see a teacher using this in a classroom. I could also see this being used in a child's room. I just thought the colors on it were fun and bright, could go for little girls or little boys. And I have friends that do stitch work, and I know how long it takes and how much time it takes to do that type of work. I have a really love affair with it because of that, even though I don't stitch myself. I found a set of these. These are probably from the 70s. It is wood with the metal, what are these called? Cattails maybe? And I only, when they're in pairs, I just grabbed up one of each. The other one is a little bit different, but a lot the same. So I didn't think that, you know, showing that side by side, but I do think that I will put this into the booth. Picked up these little guys, and I don't know if they're old or not. They're metal. They seem to be cast metal, but I'm not sure. They're buffalo, and that's the reason why I picked them up. I mean, how often do you see buffalo? First time for me, so you know, maybe it's the first time for you too, unless you are a collector of buffalo. I can just drop those on the floor. I have stuff everywhere. I couldn't find a spot to put them. These are sold in sets, and I wish that I had found its mate, but it wasn't to be found. So I went ahead and picked it up because I think it would be really sweet on its own. I could put this or see this on a coffee table. I think that, you know, it's just really striking, and it's neutral, so it would go with anyone's decor. And I would probably say that this is 60s, maybe 70s. And then look at this gal. She's probably 80s. And I'm guessing because of this, I'm actually going to remove that. I think that bow and flower probably was factory. I'm not sure. I'll do some research before I remove it because maybe someone would want that. But, you know, this cat statue, it's just, I don't know, it just screams 80s to me, and I thought it was funny and fun, and thought that I would pick that up for that person who loves cats. Another piece of art. This one's not perfect. There, you know, it does have some cracking, but the colors on it were so good, and the size is perfect that I just thought, you know what, it's old. That is probably, you know, having some wear is probably pretty normal. I'll put this in the booth because it's obvious, and someone can look at that and decide if that's something that they wanted to take a chance on, as opposed to putting that online, where I am really convinced that a lot of times people don't read the descriptions. I don't know. Again, I do have the mate to this. This is a piece of brass that desperately needs a bath, but it's a candle holder with some leaves and a little bird, and I have a set of 2 of these. With the candle holders, I picked up a couple of different sets, and I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put everything. So if it's something that you're interested in, most everything that we picked up is shippable. So if you don't see it on the Etsy store and that link is up in the description, just give us a message. I will let you know if it is shippable and give you all the information. This is pewter, and I use things like this for risers, not only at my home, but in the booth. And so that is the exact reason why I picked it up. It's not huge at the top, but it will be perfect for a riser at the booth. Let's show you this. Now this is also came in a set of two. These are metal, they're not brass, but they're wall hanging candle holders, and I just thought the shape of them were really cool. This really gave me that chinoiserie vibe when I saw it. Even though it's quite dusty and needs to be cleaned up, I could just really see this going to someone that loves that blue and white and that chinoiserie kind of style. This was also in a set of two, and I thought they were really cool. This is solid brass, and I think things like this could be used separately for those little small spaces on your wall in a gallery wall, but I also love the idea of them together with a piece of art. Let me see if I can. I didn't want to get the art and turn it upside down. Probably needs to be a little bit larger than this, because I would use them not side by side, not on each side, but use them on one side. And so the art, I think, would need to be a little bit bigger, but that gives you an idea of the vision that I have in my head. Okay guys, let's see here. Copper is another metal that I really do like. This is not in perfect condition, and I won't do anything to it because I like the patina on it. I loved the little feet on it. I could see throwing in a little bit of candy in the fall, or actually maybe pour a candle in it. That's not why I bought it, but that just came to my mind. And I'm going to have either pour some candles on my own in vintage vessels soon, or have someone pour them. And I think this would be a really good size for that. Honestly, I think I'll go ahead and stick this in the booth. I also think throw in a little bit or a few moss balls, and that would be a really, really nice display on a side table. Another cake stand, and this one's vintage. It has more of a yellow hue to it, more than the what I would call harvest gold, but I think they blend well together, and I am a big fan of gold, harvest gold glass. It is one of my very favorites, and I'm going to show you why. I use it year round. I don't just use it at the fall. But, oh, did I not bring it? Oh yeah, I did. This is something I picked up to use as a candle vessel. So this isn't something I picked up in this haul, but I wanted to show you just how well green and gold glass go together. I just think it's so stunning. So I wanted to pull that out. But again, it's a cake plate. You can use it for its intended purpose. But I use these, like I said, as risers in my home and in the booth. This is not a super old piece. I think this is a newer piece, and the reason why is because I've never seen a vintage one quite like this. It's a fairy lamp, but I thought it was super cool, and I thought it was worth taking a chance on. So I went ahead and picked it up. I'll do research before I put this stuff anywhere, because honestly, most everything, unless it's brass, I don't know, I don't have like the vast knowledge yet. I'm still learning every single day, and that is part of what I really truly love about this business. Again, brass pieces are things I don't hardly ever pass up, and these are all really, really great. They are singles. I did not find mates. I don't even know if they came with mates when they were purchased. but they're good on their own. They're good for gallery walls. They are just really solid, really neat, and add a big impact, especially when you need something just a little bit different. So when I think of a gallery wall, I use a lot of art, and I will mix art, but sometimes you just need something a little different to kind of break it up. You can use decorative plates for that, and things like this for that. Here it goes. Those are really, really good options. And this desk set, it's a letter holder, and I guess I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't really want to. I don't need a letter holder, but I could see this holding like pictures, and especially if you had them tiered in size. I didn't try it to know if it would really work, but I thought it sounded like a great idea, at least in my head. So, but it is a letter holder, and desk sets, believe it or not, do exceptionally well. I don't know, maybe they just don't make a lot of desk sets anymore. I'm not real sure about that. This came in a set of 2 as well. I was very lucky on the brass this time. And this is also a candle wall sconce. This one has the 3 candle holders. And again, I would use this on either side of a picture. I like the idea of that because it's more substantial, or actually on their own if you have a narrow wall, and then you could use them. You have to use your imagination. You know, one here and one here. My hand would be the second one. Let's see here, guys. Moving towards the end. Vases are something I love. This is probably an 80s piece, maybe a 70s piece. It is made in India. It is metal, and I liked the patina on it. I liked the size of it, and the color. The color just kind of did it for me. I thought that it would just blend in with just about anything. Flower frogs, you'll hear me talk about them a lot. It is truly, really, probably about the only thing that I keep a lot of. I do keep a lot of art. I keep showing you that. But a lot of times with my art, when I move things in and out a lot, and I'll find things that I like and I replace it. But flower frogs, I keep a lot of those because I use them. They are so, so versatile, and this is a good example of that. Now, I would probably tell you that, you know, the bowl needs to be a little bit bigger, but I don't have anything except for this to show you. So you just basically sit it in the holes, you put your flowers, and then you put your water, and it makes flower arranging, if you like to do that in your own home, super duper easy. This one was a little different. It has the holes around, but the center hole was a little bit bigger, so I don't have one like this. I think I might want to hang on to that and at least try it out before I move it on. Statue. These are leaves, obviously. This is a wood base, and I just thought it was cool. These are brass, and this is probably a 70s thing. I don't think there are any signatures. I don't see any. Haven't done any research to know if these are made by multiple people or if it's, you know, one artist, but I would guess 70s if I had to. I thought it was really cool. With fall coming on, I just thought it was, you know, something that I needed to give a chance. Salt cellars. I have a set of these already, so for me to pick up, that I haven't listed or taken to the booth, so for me to pick up a second set seemed a little bit odd, but the reason why I did, and I just realized this one has a sticker that I really can't read, but so probably crystal maybe, not glass, but the reason why I picked up these are these have their little salt cellar spoons. There were only 3 of the glass ones, and then there was one of a porcelain one in there. So there's only 4 in the box, but I don't really ever see them with their little spoons. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna give this second set a chance, even though I've not even tried to sell the first set. And this is not vintage at all. It's a newer horse head statue, but the reason why I picked him up, and when I say he's not vintage at all, I really don't know. He just appears to be newer. So let me just first say that, because when I do research, I might find out he is in fact vintage. But living in the state of Kentucky, things like this are just sort of a no-brainer for the booth, and they just do well. They look great on mantles. They look great on shelving units, stacked on books. They look good on a coffee table, and the back side is, you know, just like that. This may have been a bookend, but I don't know. It could have been, but there was only one of them, and I was happy to get him. Guys, that is all we have for you today. Stay tuned to the end for that little styling moment using the champagne bucket. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you really soon.